Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Premodern at the request of Patreon subscriber Brad, and this is Budget Green-White Astral Slide. First off, I want to say I'm excited to get back into Premodern. I really like this format, haven't had a chance to play it in a while, but there's two different Excalibur events coming up. There's a 5K in Columbus, Ohio, and then there is a 25K in Niagara Falls, New York at the end of September. I've been promoting both of those on the channel. I'll be out at those. Use my code if you want to sign up, but I'll be there. Excited to get back into Premodern. Today's deck, Budget Slide. In a world of $1,000 Mox Diamonds and Survival of Fittest, Phyrexian Dreadnought, Gaia's Cradle, all these other format staples costing hundreds or thousands of dollars, this whole deck clocks in at about $105, sorted by cheapest printings on Moxfield. It's built around Astral Slide. 2 and a white enchantment. Whenever a player cycles a card, exile target creature, and then return it to the battlefield at the end of the next end step, or at the beginning of the next end step. You can slide out your opponent's creatures to save yourself some damage in combat or clear blockers. You can slide out your own creatures to protect them from removal or get paid on enters the battlefield abilities, which is, of course, a big part of the deck. Enters draw a card, enters destroy an enchantment, enters regrow an enchantment, enters regrow a land, enters reanimate a creature, and then you just have some stuff that is a threat on its own while also having cycling. Some cool loops in this deck. A lot of them kick in when you have 2 Astral Slides. Nothing stopping you from having 2 of these. Rune of Protection Lands is an enchantment with cycling, and the deck has 2 Auramancers in it. Likewise, Secluded Steppe and Tranquil Thicket are lands with cycling, and the deck has 4 copies of Cartographer. That means if you cycle one of these lands while you have Cartographer and 2 Astral Slides, you get to slide out the Cartographer, that when it enters the battlefield, you regrow the land you just cycled, and then you either deleted one of your opponent's creatures for the turn, or you do something else like draw a card with Wall of Blossoms, depending on what we're sliding out. And then the land's back in your hand to do it again next turn. And that's kind of the end game we're working towards. Multiple slides, unlimited cycling, engine cranking, while we slowly kill our opponent with one of the things in the deck that actually does damage. Another cool trick out of the sideboard, Exalted Angel. If you slide out a morph creature, it will come back face up. Not that Exalted Angel costs a lot to morph face up, that's kind of its thing. It curves out like a boss, but if your opponent has removal for your morph creature, you can not only save it, but it comes back in the big mode. This is a control deck. It costs about $100. Let's make it work. I'm on the play in round 1. I will keep this hand. Despite it looking like a 4-lander, which it is, 2 of these lands cycle, and then this gets access to the plains. Wall of Blossoms is a cantrip. This hand is actually super well-rounded, despite looking like 4 green lands with 2 white spells. I'll probably cycle one of these thickets this turn, and then, depending on what things look like, hold the next one for future cycling payment. All right, we got a Goblin Vandal. When this attacks and isn't blocked, you may pay a red if you do destroy target artifact. I think I have 0 of those. And it's not going to attack unblocked either. Yeah, there are 2 Tormod scripts in my sideboards. I am not the target of this Goblin Vandal. And here we go. Cartographer finds Forest number 3. That'll pick up the Tranquil Thicket. And then we're cooking. Grim Lava Dad. Okay, so we're looking more like a mono red deck than like a Goblins deck. And I'll trade this for a Lightning Bolt, I don't care. You got me. Okay, now I can start thinking about, do I want to be casting Swords to Plowshares or putting a 2/2 into play? The 2/2 could just die to Grim Lavamancer. I also now have this Windswept Heath. If I would rather fetch and regrow that with Cartographer, that gives me double white on a future turn. Yeah, I have lots of cycling. I think I would rather pick up the Windswept Heath. Get Heath back. A Mighty 2/2, ruling the battlefield. Barbarian Ring. Seal of Fire. My Cartographer. And Pyrostatic Pillar. Alright, that's going to get me on the Swords to Plowshares, but I don't cast a lot of spells. Okay, I don't need double white this turn. I could save the damage by playing out Forest. And I could, like, if this Lavamancer attacks, I could Decree of Justice and block it. Goblin Vandal attacking. I'll take the damage from that. 2 Barbarian Rings. Sulfuric Vortex. Okay, you take damage from that. I think I should cycle Thicket in response just in case I hit Renewed Faith. Okay, I did not. This resolves. Now I can plow Lavamancer and they don't gain life. It's a little upside, even though I'm taking a lot of beats here. Okay, I'm at 12. I'll be at 10 in my upkeep. Do I cycle Eternal Dragon here? I think so. Grab a Plains. I take 2. I'm not going to return Dragon to my hand. Decree of Justice, save me. Opponent's got 1 card in hand, no cards in the graveyard for these Barbarian Rings. Cycle Decree. I get 2 homies. Draw Auramancer. I'm going to double block. I don't want this Goblin to get to survive if they have a shock. Seal of Fire. Swords to Plowshares. Maybe I was supposed to rebuy Dragon this turn. I think I was. I might have just blown it. I don't have any enchantments to bring back. Casting this deals 2 to me, but it'll also deal 2 to my opponent every turn. And I can't plow my own creature to gain life, both because the life would be washed out by the plow, and also because of Sulfuric Vortex. Alright, I am not going to play Auramancer. I should have got back Dragon this turn. That was a huge throw. Okay, during my upkeep, I'll buy back Dragon. Boy, I wish I could just pay 7 and cast it. Alright, bolted me to 5, and you to 6. Fire Blast. Yeah, that one works. Alright, I'm dead. Alright, good news, everyone. The Dragon Punt didn't kill me. A to the sideboard. Rune of Protection red. Absolute Law. Seal of Cleansing. Exalted Angel. Got a lot for this one. Taro's Faithful. Sorry for the horrible old border. That one snuck past me. Seal of Cleansing. I don't think this is a Mystic Enforcer matchup, especially because I have Exalted Angels coming in if I just need thickness. I have it. This Rune of Protection lands. And my opponent did have Barbarian Rings in their deck, but I hope I don't die to those. I think I can shave an Auramancer. Wrath of God. They definitely have creatures. But I'm bringing in some creatures of my own. Is Karmic Guide a place I want to be here? This is a dramatic sideboard shift, so I can get pretty aggressive. Enlightened Tutor for Rune of Red is a pretty tight line. Karmic Guide is one of my best things to loop with Slide, but it's also a 5-mana 2/2. I think I'm going to cut that. Monk Realist, that one's pretty solid. I don't think I actually want these Wrath of Gods. I'm going to have so many creatures. At least I hope I have so many creatures. Maybe Decree of Justice goes. Yeah, I got other win conditions. Okay, here we go. Trying this out. I might not need all 3 Seal of Cleansings, but I have them. Alright, well, here is the tutor for Rune line. I will keep. I'm not necessarily committed to doing that quickly. Vandal. Still no artifacts in my deck. Plains, Cycle Step, Eternal Dragon. Cool. I play this as a green source. I would like to plow a better creature than Goblin Vandal. I'll take 1 from this, but if they then don't play a better creature, I'll just take my medicine and kill it. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Seal of Fire. Alright. Plow the Lavamancer. And here I can just play Cartographer. Ooh, Renewed Faith is nice. Is that better than Cartographer? Doesn't seem like it. I could also just cast Renewed Faith and not cycle it. This is an instant. Alright, I'll leave myself some options here. I don't need to play Cartographer right now. I could, like, Plain Cycle plus Enlightened Tutor for Rune if they do nothing. If they play a Vortex, I could Renewed Faith, gain 6. 6 is a lot of life. Pyrostatic Pillar. Okay, I could Renew Faith in the future. I will do my stuff now. Plains, Enlightened Tutor, bolting me in response. Good idea. I'll get Rune of Protection red. Circle of Protection would be a lot better. However, that's not... That one doesn't have cycling. How embarrassing would it be to accidentally cycle that rune when I meant to cast it? My greatest fear. Fear unlocked. Okay, I gotta take this one, I think. We love a Plains. I can play Cartographer. I could still cycle Renewed Faith. I could even pay to not lose life to Pyrostatic Pillar. Yeah, I think I'd like to stop bleeding out to this dumbass goblin. Rune of Red, name Pyrostatic Pillar. I do not take damage. I'll get back. The Heath hurts me, but it is the best land. All right, I'll take the Heath. The Seal of Fire is right there if they want to cash that out and keep chunking with the Goblin. Lightning Bolt targeting me. Yeah, this is tough because it could be bait, but it could also be the damage that kills me. I don't want to tap out of this and die to Fire Blast is the problem. Lightning Bolt, oh, you sicko. Okay, so if your hand is Fire Blast, I will take this one. With one card left, if the hand is Fire Blast, I'm at 2. And then you will have had to draw on a shock to kill me. Second pillar. Okay, let's go. New goal is to lock them out with their own pillars. That might have been the goal the whole time, actually. Okay, 1 damage gets through from the Vandal. Fire Blast confirmed. All right, played around it. Casting spells is about to be a difficult thing to do. If I fetch to 2, cast Renewed Faith, I guess I don't have to use this Windswept Teeth to do that. But having more white mana is good. Okay, right now, while my opponent has no cards in hand, if I fetch to 2, get a Plains, cast Renewed Faith, prevent these 2, I'm at 8 with 1 white still up going into their turn. I think I like that. Okay, Rune, prevent this pillar, Rune, prevent this pillar, cast this to gain 6 life, and I've got a bubble up. And Nantuko Monastery just turned on as well. This is a 4/4 first strike. I'm feeling good, team. Opponent played their land before attacking, which means I get to prevent this 1 damage as well. Light him up, big guy. 4/4 first strike insect. Let's go. I love him, Nantuko Monastery. Okay, Rune of Protection red and the Enlightened Tutor to go get it. Clutch. And multiple pillars, multiple vortexes. I don't know if this deck has Curse Scroll in it, but it could happen. Curse Scroll is a way to beat Circle Protection red effects because it's not red. I think I like this high density of Seals of Cleansing. Yeah, this is a plan. I'm not making any changes. Let's go. Oh no. Look at this beautiful mono white hand, but nothing to make it happen. Mulligan. Oh no. I mean, this could go poorly in a variety of ways. How many green sources do I actually have? 4, 8, 11. Most of my cards are white. Wall of Blossoms is just so good if it starts moving. The Seal of Cleansing could be clutch. I think I have to mulligan this. Hate that. All right, here we go. We got a decent hand. Cartographer is going to go. And I think Seal of Cleansing goes from these options. Got another turn 1 Vandal for me. Mog Fanatic. Okay, that one's better than Vandal. Absolute Law. All right. I mean, we've got a whole game plan now. Absolute Law, Morph Angel, flip it up, game. All creatures have protection from red, not just mine. Seal of Fire is in. All right, I'm just going to take the medicine on Swords to Plowshares. Absolute Law. Insane art on this. That old school magic art. All right, we haven't seen a ball lightning yet. This would be a bad time to see one for the first time. Lavamancer. Okay. Shit, Curse Scroll is in the deck. Okay. My opponent could potentially kill an Exalted Angel. So they draw up to 3 cards in hand. If they have, like, land, bolt, activate scroll, the game goes to shit very quickly for me. I could also just, like, play Renewed Faith, or I could cycle Renewed Faith to try to find more stuff to do. In Auramancer has protection from red. I could just put a 2/2 and play that they can't kill. All right, I will do that, I think. I wish it was gaining some value, but just a 2/2 protection from your deck is pretty nice. Heckin' Curse Scroll. What a banger. Another card that costs more than my whole deck. They did have the Mountain. They did have the 1-drop. All right, I was correct to not feed them the Exalted Angel. And what is that last card? Let's hope it's a Mountain. Or something bad. Bad news, team. It's Fire Blast. It's the best card they could ever have. Cartographer. All right. Let's get him in there. I'm going to need land drops. Getting to 6 mana to cast Exalted Angel is a plan as well. Do I have any creatures with 3 toughness? I don't know if I do. Showing me the Fire Blast again in your upkeep. You got it. Playing out lands, that keeps the Curse Scroll online. I'm not going to fetch because I want to draw mana. Dust Bowl, what's up? And casting Renewed Faith just seems like a good idea. And cycling it to draw a card and maybe get this Exalted Angel going a turn earlier seems good too. But also gaining 6. Huge game. Barbarian Ring. Not close to Threshold. They can now cast Fire Blast. But if I draw a land, we're out of here. All right, sick. Fetch. Cast Exalted Angel. I think it will be hard for my opponent to win the game from here, unless they draw Sulfuric Vortex right now. They can go 3 or 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to me. 11, 12. Okay, they're actually really close. They're closer than I thought. This does need to stick for a turn, if they're willing to whip everything at me right now. Okay, Lavamancer is not the burn spell that gets them over. No attacks, no plays. Love it. Eternal Dragon. That might have some heat on it at some point. I'm going to attack. When it goes to 12, I go to 18. I do not have Threshold. I'm going to cycle the dragon. I can Dust Bowl their Barbarian Ring, which does give me Threshold. It also fuels up Grim Lavamancer for an extra shot, though. Right, I don't need to do that quickly. 6, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 9, 10. They've got 12 damage right now that I can see. If they draw a second Fire Blast, I can still lose this game. And they can't block either. So if I get them into zap range, I need to survive this turn and next turn, and then I have an attack for 8. That's guaranteed. If the Lavamancer didn't attack, I think that's good news. Or did attack. It didn't hold back. Okay, so if I now Dust Bowl one of my opponent's lands, or they could activate 2 Lavamancers anyway, that doesn't change anything. I'm going to destroy Barbarian Ring, and I'm going to sacrifice the Dust Bowl itself to do that. I like my colored mana, and I want the creature land, that's why I'm here. Lightning Bolt. Oh god, did they do it? Was I dead to a bolt all along? No, they're one short. Or they're a... If they had not attacked with the Lavamancers... Wait, did they just have lethal? If they attack with Goblin Vandal... Oh wait, they get Threshold when they sack all their mountains. Got my ass. Alright. Nice one. Alright. Yeah, I couldn't actually play around that. Could I? I would have had to Dust Bowl on my turn. Yeah, nice one. Okay, GG's. On to the next round. I'm excited to be a special guest for the Excalibur events Niagara Falls weekend, September 25th through 27th, 2026. This event features the Premodern Scaling 25K with $10,000 guaranteed and $5,000 added to the prize pool at 275, 350, and 450 players for a total of $25,000. Gold Border and Collector's Edition cards are legal in this tournament, and you can use up to 10 playtest cards to fill out your deck. Be sure to check the FAQ on the Excalibur website to follow their playtest card policy. This has a chance of being the biggest pre-modern event ever. Sign up now and use code BOSH for $5 off entry. I hope I'll see you there. On the draw for round 2, my hand does enough things I'm interested in it. Still haven't seen the card Astral Slide yet. Another mountain. Straight up jacking it. This Wooded Foothills could indicate that they are a Gruul, more mid-range deck, or it could just be fodder for Grim Lavamancer. I'm not going to take any damage from this thing. Get it out of here. Lavamancer, Wall of Blossoms, and a Plains. Okay, this Wooded Foothills can activate Grim Lavamancer, but I am still at 20 life on turn 3. It's a pretty good place to be. Sulfuric Vortex, Brutal, nice Renewed Faith, dumbass. I kind of wish that was Ball Lightning. I'm going to cycle the Secluded Step. I have a Monk Realist in my deck, which would be great. Enlightened Tutor, what do you do? Rune of Protection Lands is not the right one. Tutor basically only gets Slide in the main. Do I want Slide right now? I don't not want Slide right now. If I play Slide, it doesn't do anything for a turn. Okay. Well, I have a Seal of Cleansing in the main, don't I? Oh yeah, I do. It's literally right there. Okay. Good news, everyone. I didn't completely throw it. E-Tutor for Seal of Cleansing. Just good deck building. Okay, take 2. Seal. And pass. I would like my opponent to take 2 more damage before I kill this thing for them. Graveyard full of wooded foothills. I'm at 14. Incinerate. I'm at 11. All right, please don't draw another one of these things. Let's see Meyer. Probably good news. Fetch in the end step. I don't really need another forest. I guess I'm about to cycle Eternal Dragon. Maybe I should have done that. Can I take 10 right now? I don't think so. All right, Plains Cycle Dragon. Plains, blow up Vortex. I'm free. Do I want Monastery in play now? That would let it attack next turn. I can cycle and still do everything else I want to do, just in case this is a good card. All right, Antuco Monastery, WinCon identified. And I'm going to cast Renewed Faith when they activate this Grim Lavamancer. A Lavamancer activation in response. Cast Renewed Faith for 6 life. I don't think there's any Skull Cracks in the Premodern format. And there's the Vortex that does that, but I don't think that can happen at instant speed. I didn't leave up green because I want to hold Tranquil Thicket in case I find a slide. I'm not out of the woods here. That helps. Battle. Attack for 4. I can also plow my own Monastery to gain 4 life if I feel like that's important. They're on their last Lavamancer activation, and I think at 14 life I can afford to leave that thing in play. And I do have to keep an eye on Fire Blast. That can immediately put 2 cards in the graveyard. All right, I'm at 9. Do I plow this Lavamancer? All right, I don't have to yet. God dang it. All right, well, if I lose because I didn't plow the Lavamancer, I deserve it, which does appear to be happening. 1 card left in hand. Is it Lightning Bolt? Maybe don't. Another Fire Blast. All right. Yeah, Fire Blast is a hell of a card. Keeping track of that one. That's 2 games against Mono Red in a row where that would have mattered. All right. Fine, I respect it. Like I said in the deck tech, it's been a minute. I'm a little rusty in my pre-modern play patterns. Did I leave a seal out last time? What did I end up doing? D7 makes sense. I'm not really trying to loop Oromancer. Or what did I do? Oh, it was Mystic Enforcer. Okay. Yeah. I just made my pile stupid. I had the 8 already. All right, let's go. Same plan. Scraping by a single spell, and that spell is Fire Blast every time. Wow. Astral Slide. That card's in my deck? I'll keep. Okay. How would I like to sequence all of this? If I can play Slide on 3 and then Morph Exalted Angel and slide it out on 4, that's pretty big. Does my hand actually do all that? Thicket is the thing that cycles for 1 that I have, but it's also my 4th land. All right, I'll play Windswept Heath and pass. I'm trying to go for Cycle Dragon on 2, slide on 3, find a land somewhere in all those cards. The opponent really did have me at 1 last game with that Lavamancer. Am I winning that game? Like, I still have to fade a top deck. I'm not trying to justify a mistake, just trying to think about all the ways that could have gone. Bloodstained Mire, Grim Lavamancer. I'm glad that wasn't Jackalpup. Lanes go. I found the 4th land, so holding the thicket rewarded. 1 damage. Curse Scroll. We hate that one. All my homies hate Curse Scroll. 2 of them. That's unlikely to be good in multiples unless this game gets really weird. Though, my deck does lend itself to creating the game state where 2 Curse Scrolls would be good. Fetch for a forest, cycle Eternal Dragon. Another dragon. The first ever Astral Slide cast. Okay, that's in play. Let's hope it does something. No attack from Lavamancer. Noted. Seal of Cleansing. That doesn't matter. Okay, so if their hand is like 2 shocks, I lose my Exalted Angel. I could spend this turn. No, I would need so much mana to cycle twice. I could just play it face down and hope they mess up. All right. There's only 1 card in the graveyard right now, which helps. If the Lavamancer was face up, that would just be 2 free. But right now, if they like bolt this morph right there, going for my face, hopefully they then tap out and go after the morph. Fuck yeah. They don't know how this shit works. All right, now they need a Fire Blast to deal with this. Forest, cycle Tranquil Thicket, slide out my morph creature. What could it be? Yes, I'd like to use the ability. Okay, the plan I planned since my opening hand has converted. Drew another dragon, and my morph creature returns to the battlefield, but the game doesn't know it's a morph creature. It knows it's an Exalted Angel. Let's say they don't have something easy like Double Bolt to put this back away. If I untap with it, then it never dies, because that's how Slide works. It doesn't take a whole lot to kill one of these. Like most combinations of 2 spells in their deck would do it, but I gain a bunch of life by them using the spells on that instead of me. Shock targeting me, so now Bolt Angel Activate Lavamancer does it. Okay. Well, that thing gained me 7 life. I'll take it. Now we're in the Curse Scroll game. And another Lavamancer. Monk Realist. That's the wrong one. And this is not an option. If I play this, I have to kill my Astral Slide. I love old Magic cards. Alright, I'm gonna Cycle Dragon. I'll slide the Lavamancer. It doesn't do anything, but on principle. Get out of here. Planes. Play that. Cycling Renewed Faith gains me 3 life because I can blink out one of these attackers and I gain 2 life and draw a card. Like 3 life and draw a card versus gain 6 life. I think I'd rather gain 6 life. Just put that right in the bank. I am bleeding out here. Like, I'm not winning this game right now. It's pretty stressful. Yeah, I drew a Plains. That lets me play Seal of Cleansing and cycle Eternal Dragon to flicker out one of the Lavamancers that's going to attack me. And we get to learn what this card in their hand is. Let's hope it's something bad. And I do intend on buying back Dragon. Oh, it's Lightning Bolt. Just one of the better cards you could have. Cool. Cool. All right, bolting me, keeping that hand empty. Makes sense. Right, this time I will save a damage by flickering out a Lavamancer. Slide that out of here. Get a Plains. And step their guy comes back. I'm gonna get back a Dragon. Another slide. Not doing a lot. All right, I'm gonna play a 5/5 next turn, but might not be good enough. How about a card that's not amazing? Just show me the Fire Blast. I know you have it. Another Lightning Bolt. Yep. Am I dead right now, actually? Yep. Dead right now, and there's not a single thing I can do about it. The double Curse Scroll, too good. Even had the seal. And there's a lot of life gain in this deck for a bird to still feel this difficult. Noted. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 3. This hand is so close. I am going to keep this. I like the slides. We've got a lot of ways to find mana and stuff. City of Brass. A green source and we're cooking. I have to play Sejiri Step as a land, unfortunately. But I did find something that cycles that gets things moving. Finding my next land, that third one. A clutch third land. Am I going to get Meddling Maged here? Is Sejiri Step enough information to name Astral Slide from? There it is. Swords of Plowshare, sure. That card is in my deck. Another Plains. Pass. I'm just going to cycle Renewed Faith this turn. Astral Slide, extremely messed up versus Phyrexian Dreadnought. Mox Diamond. A card that costs like 11 times my whole deck. Maybe more. Pay to win. Pay to win. Undiscovered Paradise. And opponent's cooking with all these colors. Meddling Mage, another one. Does this one name Astral Slide? Does this one name Wrath of God? Also a card in my deck, by the way. Lightning Rift. Yeah, we got him by being the off-meta version. There is a red card called Lightning Rift that doubles up what your cyclers do. It doesn't literally double your cyclers. That's not what I meant. But it what it does is it shocks when you cycle. So it, like, the Boros is the more normal color spread for this deck to be. Or red-white if you're pre-modern about it. My slide resolved. That's exciting. I don't currently have any. I could cycle Decree of Justice. Astral Slide also pretty good against Tog. If they go all in on that, I can punish. All right. I wish I had a cheaper cycler right now. I have some options here. I could play Wall of Blossoms and just hope I don't die. I could hold up Cycle Decree for 1 and also flicker out 1 creature. I could Decree for 0 and flicker out Meddling Mage on Plow and then plow the Tog. I've got options now. I got moves. I think what I'm going to do is just pass priority on combat, and if they go nuts trying to Tog me out, I will then start misbehaving. End a turn. Cycle. I'm going to slide out the Mage on Swords to Plowshares. And this won't come back until my end step. Renewed Faith. All right, a cheap cycler. Let's go. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right, do you have a counter spell for me right now? I'm going to send this while I can. We did it. And at 11 life, I think I should play the other slide right now. And am I blocking? I might. I'll leave the option open. They do get to name a new card if they want to, but Swords of Plowshares is still a good choice. Yeah, okay. Renamed it. Opt. Oh, God. This particular opt in Premodern is particularly offensive. I think this is the worst one ever. Right, I am not going to block. I know Premodern can get weird sometimes, but I'm not sure how this deck would actually cook me for 7 damage. Wall of Blossoms, Swords to Plowshares. Now my attack's good. Now cycle Renewed Faith, flickers my Wall of Blossoms, and flickers out a Meddling Mage. I'm going to block the Mage on Rift, and then I'm going to cycle Renewed Faith, and I'm going to slide out the Mage on Plow and the Wall of Blossoms. Yeah, back up to 9. I've drawn all 4 slides. Let's go. After not drawing any of them for a while. Now I've got many. Meddling Mage is back. You're going to pick a new name? I've drawn a Plow. Still on Plow. Fair enough. I really just want lands now. If I can continue to develop, that's really nice. Ooh, that's a 1-mana cycler. That's really nice too. I could play Wall of Blossoms this turn. All right, I'm going to play Wall of Blossoms. An untapped land is great for me. And if not, it's fine. Monk Realist has to blow up my own slide. All right, I will play the Tranquil Thicket and just chill for a turn. I don't think having Thicket in my hand is better than losing a card to hand size. Portent, targeting yourself. Well, this is probably Groatog then if they have Opt and Portent, and this mana base is pretty sus. They're trying to make a lot happen. They're trying to cast 4 colors worth of spells, is what's happening. Okay, they did not shuffle on the Portent. A land is just the best thing I can draw here. You draw for Portent. Opt in the upkeep. Go nuts. An interesting time to do that. Okay, I did draw a land. It is Secluded Steppe, which can go crazy. Drawing specifically that land means that I am in the market for a 3rd slide. All right, here we go. Battle Cruiser operational. Wait, another island. They did miss land drops for a long time. Presumably most of the cards in their hand are spells right now, if not all of them. And I don't need to do anything here, so I'll just go to my turn. Can I draw planes? Eternal Dragon. Sure. Guess what? Number 4. And you know what Eternal Dragon is? It's a planes. Cycle. Begin the chaos. Delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. Thriving. In my lane, moisturized. Go grab a planes. Make my land drop. Attack for 1. And I can do this again whenever I want. Just remember that shit. Ice! I can't do this whenever I want. Okay. Fair enough. Fuck ice. Ice that guy as well. Alright, sure. Well, I guess we'll just go to my end step. I guess I want the Wall of Blossoms to come back first. Not that I can do anything. Wall enters, I draw a card. Wall enters, I draw a card. Eternal Dragon found. I'm probably going to discard this Monk Realist. That guy doesn't seem to be doing a lot here. Alright, this Meddling Mage gets to name something other than Rift now, which is kind of a bummer. Wrath of God, sure. Like I'd blow up my own Wall of Blossoms. I love those guys. I do have to figure out how I don't deck myself while winning. Eventually, Eternal Dragon will do that. I got a lot of lands left in my deck. A Swords to Plowshares. I think what I want to do here is cycle Secluded Steppe and then pick it up with Cartographer and then see what the battlefield looks like. cycle the step, and exile the mage on Wrath last, the mage on Plow before that. Because I can plow the mage on Wrath before it gets exiled. Yeah, let's just get this guy out of here. Cycle, draws Wrath of God. Yeah, let's go. That's the combo. Attack for 1. Let's do it. Then Cartographer, Get Back, Secluded Step. I have to imagine there's some counter magic in their deck somewhere. We just haven't observed it yet. There you go. All right. Handled. Okay. Do you name Swords to Plowshares for a third time now that I've played 2 of them already? Mystic Enforcer. Banger. Named Swords to Plowshares for a third time. Fair. All right. Clean up. I'll discard Wrath of God. I'm never casting that. Been managing my clock pretty well, despite taking many game actions to my opponent's few game actions. Cartographer. Let's do this again. I would like my Secluded Step back. And I'm going to Plane Cycle. Getting these land drops. Delete you twice. I guess I could have deleted Cartographer. It just doesn't do anything. Planes. Play it. Attack for 1. Wall draws a card. Another Planes. That's nice. Wall draws a card. Windswept Teeth. That's nice. Meddling Mage. Continued Crusade against my beloved Swords to Plowshares. Honestly, it's just kind of messed up at this point. I've got Cartographers and I can loot them. I'm just going to discard lands. The opponent just fetched for basic island. More Cartographer. Get back Plains. Play the Plains. Attack for 2. I've got a 2/2 in play now. The clock just dramatically shifted. Attack. Got the real beats. And I'll add another one. Pick up the Windswept Heath. Cool. I'm feeling good. I feel like my opponent would need mass enchantment removal, which unfortunately decks do play because Enchantress exists, but it's probably in the sideboard if they have it at all. Icing my Plains. Fine. Not going to fight over that. Attacking for 6 these days. That's so much. Renewed Faith, another cheap cycler. In for 6. My crushing inevitability. And do I play out the Mystic Enforcer? Does it matter? Sure. I don't think anything can go wrong. Like, they counter it, sure. They can't really kill it, because I can save it 8 times. More than that. I can save it more than 8 times with Astral Slide. Phyrexian Dreadnought. Okay. Wow. Alright, that card is in your deck. Which means Stifle's in your deck too, which I do have to consider for Astral Slide. Oh, Fling. Shit. Well, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Okay. Well, hope you don't have a counter spell. Fuck, man. What are we doing here? Okay, good. My life gain got over the hump. I also had the option of cycling step, blinking out Meddling Mage, plowing Mystic Enforcer, so I had a second way to gain a bunch of life. I was not ready for that. I'm not going to lie to anyone. All right, what do I do here? It felt like I was in pretty damn good shape game 1. Orangutan looks better than Realist. We saw multiple artifacts that game. Seal of Cleansing lines up against some other stuff too. Rune of Lands. I don't want it. We saw a very important red card, though I don't think I'm trying to Rune of Protection red just in case my opponent has Fling. I'll just stay above 12 life. Whoops. And here I thought we weren't playing against Burn for the first time. Do I like Mystic Enforcer? Tog can attack through it. It's bigger than most of their creatures. If they're going to be Meddling Maging Swords to Plowshares, then it's a pretty reliable body. Is it better than Exalted Angel? I think I'm going to shave some number of Wrath of God. That's just a clunky card, even though they were clearly afraid of it, and they are clearly a creature deck. Do I want to just pile up bodies? I bring in the Mystic Enforcer and the Exalted Angels and flip the script on them. Karmic Guide seems pretty nice here. I'm leaving that in. It's more like what do I not want to cut than what do I want to bring in. I could go 1 Oromancer again, because this is a counterspell deck. They could put my Astral Slides in the graveyard, even if I don't have a rune in the deck to loop it. 1 extra seal, a monkey, an extra threat. Rune of Protection black does stop Psychotog, but so does a lot of the other cards in my deck. Okay. Oh wait, I've done it again. I cut too many cards. I'm bringing Oromancer back. How did that happen? Oh, the Rune of Protection lands was in the wrong pile. All right. Whoa. Okay, don't get burned out. That's the rules. I like the slide and is slow. Opponent's deck has different gears to it. Basic island pass. There's my step. I hope I draw another regular land so I can save the other step. Oh, I have dragon. All right, that's guaranteed. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Portent. Targeting yourself. That must have been the draw for the turn, or else I suspect it would have been cast on turn 1. Island Portent keep. A Portent draws. Opponent did not shuffle. Cool. Now I got all sorts of options. It is possible, and perhaps even likely, that this deck has Stifle in it after seeing that Dreadnought. I mean, seeing them fling it is kind of weird. Like, now I don't know what I believe anymore. But getting an Eternal Dragon stifled is not even that big of a deal. I've got other lands I could play. Opponent did just miss their 3rd land drop. I don't think I want to run slide just straight into this counterspell. Do something, opponent. Wow, a gush from 8 cards in hand. This is going to be a bloodbath. Mox Diamond, that's a way to recover it. Good find. Discarding City of Brass. Dreadnought. Okay, if they can back Dreadnought up by a counterspell right here, that's pretty good. Oh, I have 2 Oromancers in my hand. Why was I worried about Astral Slide getting countered? I might have blown that, actually. Winter Orb. All right. That's okay, actually. My lands are not tapped. Okay. The game has come to a strange place. Astral Slide. Can this line up against its natural prey, the Phyrexian Dreadnought? If opponent has a Stifle, I could be in some trouble. All right. Cycle the step. Go after the Dreadnought. Disenchant the slide in response. Okay. Am I also getting stifled, or what's going on? All right. And they could save Dreadnought on the way back in, I guess. Moment of truth. Hell yeah. All right, it's just dying. Cool. We do get to play Magic, I suppose. Winter Orb. Still a pain in the ass. Got stuff I can do, eventually. How many seals did I end up bringing in? I brought in 1, so I've got 2 Seal of Cleansing. And I do have Orangutan in there somewhere. Monastery. Do I want to invest a Oromancer? I think I do. If opponent's just crapping around over there, I would like to try to get something going. All right, counterspell got me. Probably should have tapped Nantuko Monastery there as well. Leave my colored mana open. Tog. Okay. That could become large. Nice draw. I'm just going to hit that right now while counterspell's not an option. Spell Pierce doesn't exist in this format. Is playing this Tranquil Thicket even actually a land drop? It's not. I think if there was not a Winter Orb in play, I would play this, but it comes in tapped, and I have 5 other lands I'm going to untap before it. It's like it's not even in play if I play it. Portent. Mox Diamond's doing a lot here. $1,200 well spent. Do not shuffle the Portent. Draw your card. Yo, all right. We're getting close to an exit strategy here. Okay, I have to kind of dance around this thing, because I'm not trying to just give them a free and easy counterspell. At some point, they'll have to cast a spell to play the game. Okay. Am I getting iced? All right, I am, in fact, getting iced. You got me. And I'll pass. Nice tempo play, but mostly nothing just happened. Okay, it's my turn again. No land drop. They've got 6 spells in their hand. That's big. All right, well, I'm about to go to discard, so I will play this land now. If I get 5 mana where I can Orangutan and Seal of Cleansing in the same turn, that's going to outmuscle whatever counterspells they might have. They just did nothing on that turn cycle. No, they didn't ice, they didn't cantrip, they didn't play a land, and that just happened again. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, upkeep happening. Looks like they found an ice. Sure, you got me. Renewed Faith. Okay. I think I'm going to discard a Decree of Justice here. They couldn't cast literal counterspell there because they didn't have double blue, but if I knew more about Premodern, like I'll have to study some lists and stuff before my big tournament's coming up. But I'm not trying to get cooked by mana leak. It's a lot of mana. Oh shit. Well, fuck. I guess I'll gain 2 life and draw a card since my lands are all going to die anyway. Alright, well, that might have explained what happened the last several turns of them not making land drops. They actually had them. They just chose not to use them because they knew that was coming. Back in business. Okay, if I was aware of Armageddon, which I now am, I would have been more aggressive last turn about playing Seal of Cleansing into possible mana leak. Okay, they actually only had one land, despite all that. Okay, icing me again. Sure. Look at me with all my ETB tapped lands. Better than nothing. Another diamond. This guy's trouble. I need to Miracle Swords to Plowshares draw again. So if I untap the green, I could draw any untapped land and have a blocker. All right, I'll untap the white. Okay. Fetch. Plains. What do we have here? I'm at 21. Discard 6 cards. That's 7 power. Exile 22 cards. That's 18. All right, I'm going to play Seal of Cleansing and then try to stabilize next turn and hope they don't have Gush. Oh, days. The days of our lives. All right, now I think I'm dead. Cool game. All right, the Tog is eating. Ray of Revelation revealed. That's relevant technology for the matchup. Okay, they've decided 15 is the right number to attack with this turn. Yep, Fling. That'll do. Cool. Okay, Armageddon is a card I have to think about. Days is a card I have to think about. Winter Orb's a card I have to think about. Yeah, just another Seal of Cleansing, I think, is the way that we handle this. Black card from anywhere. Yeah, it seems like just the Togs are their black cards. I think I'm going to shave it to Crave Justice. Like, if mana denial is a big part of their plan, that's just not going to do anything. And it's scary playing against an Armageddon deck when you have no counterspells. I really have no way to do anything about that. Blooded Strand. Portent. A smart and handsome keep for pre-modern gamers. My opponent is somehow at 5 minutes on their clock to my 13, though. Not that that's how I want to get a win, but I'll take it. Did not shuffle Portent. All right, Cartographer. Next land's going to be pretty important. I've got a couple looks at it, but at 3, I start doing a lot. All right, there is technically a land. Not the one I wanted, but I'm not going to complain about any land. It seems like if I'm just on board, like that game, if I had a random Gray Ogre in play, I would have won easily at any point. Okay, I'm going to lead on the Cartographer. If they have a counterspell, I'd rather Resolve Slide. And Cartographer is also just like pretty good. We're in there. Windswept Heath, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Impulse, sure. Dreadnought coming in hot. Vision Charm. Okay. I'm going to fetch first, and then I'll play Slide. Days could tap me out here. Ray of Revelation is the removal spell I saw, and that costs 2. So Dreadnought will be back. Even if they blow this up, I will be in a spot where I could have a fight over it. Attack with Cartographer. The Gray Ogre beats. Okay, Dreadnought is in play at this moment in time. So with their 3 mana, they would need like Stifle and Fling to deal 20 damage this turn. Cycle, target, not. Okay. Slide is dead. Has it done its job? Appears so. Okay, Dreadnought's briefly deleted. If they have another charm, they could protect it on the way back in, but I do have a plow. Moment of Truth. Nope, it's dead. Cool. And now Cartographer continues his push into the unknown. I've got answers to 2 more Dreadnoughts, or 1 more Atog. I got Wrath of God, too. All right, yeah, I've got 3 answers to Dreadnought, or 2 answers to Atog. Icing of Plains. I could just cycle to Crave Justice right now. I was going to do that anyway. This taps me out for their turn, but unless they have 2 Dreadnoughts, 2 Flings, I don't think I can die from that. And they can't get in onto this board where they're dead in 3 hits. Gush. Go nuts. Mox Diamond. Portent. I'm happy to see Portent being spent mana on here, rather than any other thing. Portent didn't shuffle. Tog. Yeah, I've got a lot of blockers for Tog here. And multiple Swords to Plowshares. I got a lot of options how I can play this game. I think I'll start by just casting Swords to Plowshares and seeing how they want to handle this. They could cast a counterspell, or they could eat some stuff to gain some life, or they could just let it resolve. Many things could happen here. All right, it just died. Cool. I'm going to cycle Eternal Dragon. Plains. All right, we're making red. Am I getting fired? I am. All right, that's fine. That was a 3 for 1, or I guess a 2 for 1. Yeah, I drew a card when those came in, and then they answered the 2 for 1. Yeah, that was just a 2 for 1. And I can Aura Mance back a slide. The play we've been dreaming about since we woke up this morning. And I am, of course, worried about their various combo kills. But at 18 life, Flinging Dreadnought doesn't kill me. Tog can't get to 18 from here either. Opt went to the top. All right, we've got a Dreadnought again. And full of answers to this. But they do have that Ray of Revelation in the bin. All right, I'll start with Seal of Cleansing. If they cast Ray of Revelation, I'm happy enough to blow up Mox Diamond, and then I just have 2 plows to finish off the Dreadnought. Keep my pressure up. And they have to use Ray here because the onboard answer to Dreadnought is right there. This is not a thing they can choose to play around. Take out that. And giving them 12 life does make this game last a lot longer than I want it to. But they're going to time out here. And I think I'm still like miles ahead in this actual game. MTG o'clock notwithstanding. Yeah, I don't actually care about that. Like getting when I have 4 power and play to your 0. I'll figure it out. There's a lot of game to still play here. Nice. On to the next round. We got to win.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 4. I'm going to keep my hand. I'm not sure what it does yet, but it does move cards around. I get to cycle this Tranquil Thicket on 1, pick it up on 3, and by then I've drawn a bunch of other cards. Opponent kept 7. Hers is Bauble. I genuinely don't know what Premodern deck plays this card. I'm excited to learn. Okay, it's like a Cabal Therapy thing. There's no chance they name Cartographer here. They'll probably name Argothian Enchantress. Both of Druids. Also a good guess when you see 2 Windswept Heaths in a deck. Okay, so we're just a black deck that wanted some, maybe a cheeky peek before it cast Cabal Therapy. That's what Urza's Bauble's doing. Mystic Enforcer, protection from black. Ever heard of it? I am a little worried right now that if they play any creature or a second therapy, ripping these 2 degrees out of my hand, and it's a 2 for 1, and also it just slops up my win cons pretty bad. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, and this one costs 3 to cycle. Can't even slide it out first. Okay, that happens. And they get to see the Mystic Enforcer. Can't take the slide. Okay. Mono black discard doing its thing here. Can I get this Mystic Enforcer in play before they cast a creature that can therapy it? Ooh, interesting. I think I'm going to hide that. I'm not using it yet. And Cartographer, pick up Windswept Heath. They have exactly this turn to figure out this Enforcer situation. All right, go. Unfortunately, it doesn't take much. A Ravenous Rats, I have not expected, just whatever you got. Curse Scroll, not a creature. Oh my god. Holy guacamole, squad. I am just going to ram this homie into play before anything else happens. And something, in Edict, they'd have to kill the Cartographer first. So I can't touch it with anything. And Tuco Shade, sure. Swords to Plowshares will give my Enforcer Threshold. We're in there. And get Slide down. Snuff out. Okay, I mean, Edict's back online now. They're going to take a big smash of damage first, but Edicts are online. Snuff out, good tech. If I untap even once, I don't think I can lose because then I can slide my guy out. Okay, nice. All right, now I feel good. I've been advised not to slide my guy out at Magic tournaments, but I think with this deck, I'm given an exception. Chainer's Edict. I can actually counter this twice by shifting this out and by making a 1/1. All right, slide. I think I will pay 1. Like, what could go wrong? Like, how I'm not entirely sure how that goes wrong. I was trying to logic through it while I was in front of me. Like if I make the 1/1, it dies immediately to the Edict. If I don't make the 1/1, then Edict just fizzles and I have a mana up. Like I guess if they like black can't stifle. So like if I guess against like a blue black deck, you would make the 1/1 so in case they stifle the slide, you still have something to sack to the Edict. All right, yeah, I don't think it mattered here. All right, Rune of Protection black. Let's go. Turn that lands. I actually think the Rune of Protection red should be in the main. If this is primarily in the deck just to cycle anyway, and sometimes you get some upside, I'm more worried about red cards than I am about lands. Like I know Mistress Factory and stuff are in the format, but you can slide those out. You've got Seal of Cleansing and Swords to Plowshares, Decree of Justice. I just don't think that's important. Okay, Mystic Enforcer. That's Compost gets to come in. Busted. We saw an artifact, and I might consider just the full bodies approach here. Monk Realist. We did see an enchantment. I don't think I want to E-tutor against a discard deck. Wrath of God. They're going to have some creatures, but they're going to have a lot of things that aren't creatures too. Renewed Faith. Not worried about my life total, but this is a cheap cycler. I think I'd like an Exalted Angel in over that. Oromancer does seem good versus discard. I like Wall of Blossoms as Edict fodder. I like Cartographer as just raw card advantage. Yeah, I don't need more Exalted Angels. All right. I'm going to try it like this. I really hate to mulligan, but also hand is pretty loose. Mulligan. All right, this one plays. Keep it. And among the cards I'm looking at, Monk Realist is probably the worst of them. It's gone. Duress. This basically is the pick of my hand. Seal of Cleansing gone. All right. Get the step in there. Therapy can take whatever it wants. Wall of Blossoms. Okay, so they're working up the curve here. That's distressing. I was hoping they would be worried about slide and take it, and then I would get to cantrip. But that's not what happened. Cartographer. I like that guy. Not currently any lands in my graveyard. Well, therapy, yeah. Keep them coming. Slide is gone. First scroll. Fetch land here would be okay value. All right. Wall of Blossoms plays. Ooh, Mystic Enforcer definitely plays. The opponent had no spells. Or okay, they do have a land. Oh no, they just moved a second main before they did anything. That's fair. All right, I'm gonna plow this guy before he can flash back and blind name anything. All right, eating my stuff out of my graveyard. I do have some loops that I'm disappointed to lose. Untap land. Shit. Sad. All right, I think I should hold on to Cartographer here. It just dies to Curse Scroll, and I would like to get value somewhere. 5 swamps available and a Curse Scroll. Wall of Blossoms, another one. We love 2-for-1s. Let's go. All right, fetch land. This turns on Cartographer, as far as they know, but I have a much better card to turn on. And we're about to know what's in their hand. Chainer's Edict. Okay, played around it. They're in a lot of trouble here unless they draw very well very quickly. Swamp is not the answer. Big draws, Renewed Faith. Love to see it. Plains. Start the enforcing. Right, I'm going to take 2. See that Chainer's Edict again. If they find a second scroll, they can actually do something here. They do have 6 mana. Play out scroll and then double cook this before it's a 6/6. Duress. All right. Yeah, the Renewed Faith. That is the one I would also keep. Or the one I would take. It looks like we're just in a trusty old damage race. Which they're not. Are they? They're not winning once Cartographer gets involved. They could just jam off the Edict and start working through my creatures too. Fair enough. That also gets me closer to Threshold though. Which I have 2 things on the board that are huge with Threshold. Interesting. Okay. If I fetch and plow my own Wall of Blossoms, I have Threshold. And I can just clap for 10. But the Wall of Blossoms, if they draw land and flashback Trainer's Edict, that's really embarrassing. All right, I'm just not going to do that. Okay, Cartographer. I'll just take the 2-for-1. If they kill Cartographer with Curse Scroll, they're still going face. Hippie was the draw. That's not very good here. I will use the plow because I'm trying to get threshold. I will fetch because I'm trying to draw spells. Oh my god! Sweet, Merciful Poseidon. All right. I'm going to fetch. Get this plains. And what am I even regrowing here? All right. I'll hold on to that guy and just hit harder. A lot of protection from black in this deck. Gotta say it. I don't know how they find another 7 damage here. I hope it just doesn't happen. I assume Corrupt is legal in this format, though I don't know that these decks play it. I've never seen it. It was in Urza Saga, though. Ooh, Dystopia. Sacrifice a green or white permanent, their choice. I mean, yeah, show me the Dystopia, and then die. Nice, okay. Got over, Mystic Enforcer, Hero Ball, onto the final round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables. In this YouTube series, hosts Patrick Sullivan and Patrick Chapin go set by set through Magic's past, leveraging their decades of experience as Pro Tour players and game designers to analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a deep dive into the facts, mechanics, cycles, trivia, decks of the time, and historical context of the set. The hosts dig into notable cards of the era and their lasting impact today. Each set gets an award show where the hosts pick their favorite cards for categories such as Best, Worst, and Weirdest. And finally, give a letter grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in the final round. I'm going to keep positive record on the line. We got the old throw all my lands in the graveyard hand and then figure out what my hand actually does. A forest, a land elves. Okay. A fast deck. This could be problems in the market for Wrath of God sooner than later. I do play Swords to Plowshares. All right. I'll fetch a plains and then cycle and see if I just high roll here. Not this time. I'm going to cycle another land though. An island. Okay. That's interesting. What does a basic island in an elf deck mean? And they're playing more than 4 Llanowar elves because there's Finhorn elves here too. Or maybe they just split them to keep me guessing. Okay, Wrath of God, card I'm very happy to see against 2 Llanowar elves. Pick up the step and pass. I'm worried about the card Survival of the Fittest. This blue mana could represent counterspells to protect their stuff from Wrath. Oh, they're Trade Wind Survivaling. Fun. Yeah, this is a deck from the olden times. All right, please don't have Force Spike. All right, cool. Wrath of God resolved. Hopefully that bought me enough time to set up my second wave here. Birds of Paradise. We're getting back in. Wall of Blossoms. Cycle Sajiri. How many times in this league have I said Sajiri Step? I don't actually know. Secluded Step. I assume I've said Sajiri close to 50% of the time. Enlightened Tutor for slide here is pretty nice. All right, they have another rider. That's pretty good. Hopefully I can bully it at this point. Slide on top of the deck. Draw it. Play it. Yeah, you need 2 creatures to bounce stuff. I could respond to a second creature by cycling Dragon and flickering out the rider. Walrus Shapeshifter. That's another rider. God, there's more things happening. All right, I'll cycle the Dragon, slide out this rider. Almost out of planes already. There's 1 planes left in my deck. Okay, we both have our engine online. Whose is better? Oromancer. I don't have any dead enchantments. We didn't get that far. I guess I should pass. Like, having a slide up, I think, makes more sense to me than trying to stop them from bouncing my slide. Okay, end step. I'm going to cycle Decree of Justice for the max. And I'm going to stack it so they can't bounce my tokens. I want to slide out the Shapeshifter, because it's also a Trade Wind Rider right now, but it could be other things. Okay, they're discarding a card. I might just lose somehow right now. Phyrexian Devourer. Oh god. If Trike's in their hand, I just lose. Oh my god. They just have Trike and Devourer in their hand. Certainly is how it's moving. Wow. Okay, opposition. We're going to see a good chunk of their deck on the way through here. This is definitely a Survival of the Fittest deck. Yeah, there's one. I have to imagine that they play exactly 1 Devour and exactly 1 Trike. Okay. Your creature has 22 tokens on it now. If I had a second cycle here, like, discarding a card is the ability, not the cost. So, like, I could have responded to the discard ability by flickering that out. Would have been sick. Okay, yeah. Sure. I'm not going to complain about that. Tormod's Crypt has some interaction with what they're doing. Seal of Cleansing for the survivals. I need my removal for the elves. Maybe I could have waited to turn on the Wrath. I just didn't know all the things they were up to yet. All right, I think Enlightened Tutor can go. Rune of Lands. Oromancer's a bit worse if I don't have any runes in my deck. And Decree of Justice, just kind of a clunker versus this combo deck. Mystic Enforcer, do I want this? I don't think Mystic Enforcer is better than Exalted Angel if I just have some bodies in. This might be a matchup where I am benefited by just being able to mush if I need to mush. Decree. Gotta leave some Density of Cyclers in. Maybe Karmic Guide just isn't what we're doing. I mean, Scour, Exile, Target Enchantment, and all the other copies. That is a way to stop the survival business. That card costs 4. I got a lot of other ways to do that. The green card's hand again. I'm going to mulligan this. It also just doesn't interact with my opponent's deck in any capacity. All right, this one I like better. Keep and bottom planes. Yeah. Windswept Heath for planes in this matchup's fine. This game's not going to be about 1 point of damage. Llanowar Elves. I am going to cycle Thicket, get something going here in these early turns. Blossoms. All right, found a slide. My Monk Realist giving me the look. He's like, I've waited the whole league to do anything. All right, please cast Survival right now. Winter Orb. Man, shit. That card's really good. We love tap lands when Winter Orb's around. I'll play out the Crypt just so I don't instantly die. If they have opposition, I'm basically dead already. Natural Order, let's go. All right. A lot of things going on in my opponent's deck right now. Collar of the Claw makes a 2/2. All right. That was weird. It must be a setup turn to just cook my life with Gaia's Cradle in opposition next turn. All right. I could develop Slide here, but it taps me out. Is that even good? I think I should Wall of Blossoms. Just finding land drops to get ahead of the Winter Orb, finding a Wrath of God, finding a Swords of Plowshares, a Seal of Cleansing. I think that's what I need to be doing. But I don't like my chances. And my seals are all in. Wall of Roots. And just pass with a bunch of mana floating. All right. Their hand must not do anything, which I have to be happy about. Okay. I guess I invest the slide this turn. Because I have a 1 mana cycler now. That's something. Meddling Mage. That resolves. Wrath of God. Like I could ever cast that with Winter Orb in play. But okay. Resolves. Verdant Force. Okay, that explains why they natural ordered for Collar of the Claw. Big V Force was in their hand. Alright, untapped lands. We take them. Making Saprolings. These are nice Saprolings. The flower. I think my plan here is to block Verdant Force and flicker out my Wall of Blossoms. Right, block. And Wrath of God is my plan to win this game. Oh, there it is. So I have to now get to 4 mana and clear the Meddling Mage somehow. Seal of Cleansing would go a long way to make this possible. It might even just happen next turn if I draw Seal of Cleansing right now. Another Natural Order. Do we have another Verdant Force? What's going on over there? Orangutan. Oh, man. When it enters, destroy target artifact. If only I had the foresight to crack my Tormod's Crypt in response, they would have had to blow up their own Winter Orb. And they would have just got a different thing. I'm allowed to dream. Seal of Cleansing. Lanes. It's not what I wanted. Okay, pass the turn. I'm going to run out of life points pretty soon. So shouting out the budget nature of this deck real quick. I have been beaten about my face with Winter Orb and a card that costs over $1,000 twice in this league. In this case, Gaia's Cradle. Previously, it was Mox Diamond. I think I'm holding my own pretty okay here. I mean, I'm dead, but I'm holding my own. Morally. And Secluded Step, that's not going to do it. Got way more damage than I could block. GG's. Okay, 2 close games versus Mono Red. And then we got 2 actual wins on the board versus grindier decks, and then lost to a combo deck with seemingly 8 different combos in their list. I think tuning this a little more, like there are flex slots, the Circle of Protection lands, that could just be or Rune of Protection lands could just be Rune of Protection red in the main. If we identify red as a deck that we're a little bit stressed about, which we clearly are because there's, 8 cards in the sideboard for it. You could even main deck your Taro's Faithful. Like, I had Oromancer in my hand a lot in this league, and it didn't do a lot most of the time. Cartographer was universally awesome every time I had it. But I could see Rune of Lands becoming Rune of Red, the second Oromancer becoming the first Taro's Faithful. You could even main deck an Orangutan, so you have like that guy and Monk Realist, and you could get loops going versus folks no matter what they're trying to do. Like the third Wrath of God could just be in the sideboard or not in the deck if you want Orangutan in the main. But that's just little tuning stuff for the decks you expect to play against. As far as the strategy itself, we saw the engine kick in a bunch of times. We had close games where we lost. We had close games where we won. We had games that were not close that we won, where everything was under control at all times. That game I had 4 slides in play was really cool. A great shout to the ability to build decks that are competitive in this format without spending thousands of dollars. Brad, thanks for sending it in. Everyone, thanks for watching. If you play Premodern and you live in the Northeast or are willing to travel, Excalibur Columbus coming up, Excalibur Niagara Falls coming up later in the year. You can use code COVAL to get $5 off either of those events. Hope to see you there.